Welcome to episode 138, which will probably be the last episode of the year. There's only a few more days left. It's been an amazing year. So many great things have happened, and it's coming to an end very quickly. Happy holidays, by the way. Merry Christmas. In this episode, I thought I would talk about coming home and the real value of returning to who we are, what we are, so that we can kind of ground ourselves and get reoriented to go out into the world to create the things that we want to create. So I'm really excited for this episode. I think it's really fitting to talk about around the holidays, something I've been thinking about for the last week or two. So how was your holidays? I hope you had a chance to relax and, use the time wisely. I know that on Christmas Eve, I should say, I spent a bunch of time working on the set that I'll be filming a lot more YouTube content on. I've already filmed a few videos that'll be coming down the line. One's already up at youtube.com/gmarkphillips talking about the set itself. And this has been months in the making. I wanted to make it super cool because, there's a lot of competition on YouTube and a lot of people have a really great channel, and I learned a lot from so many people. So I wanted to make it something really special, and it's been probably taken the last half of the year, I guess 5 or 6 months. A number of ideas went through my head about what I was going to do. I had to change direction a few times, but it's really close. Like I said, I've already filmed one video to give you a little bit of a teaser on The Bucket List, that movie from, I think it was 2009 with Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson. It was really awesome. I filmed a video sharing my 5 big ideas, 5 takeaways that I'll be releasing soon on the channel. And so you can look for a lot more content to come video-wise. But I will still be doing the podcast. And, like I said, this year has been amazing. We recently wrapped up, Mark Stinson and I, my collaborator, on a World of Creativity series. I was just blown away by the people we had on there. Well, all my guests are super awesome, but I got to tell you, we did a deep dive into business and entrepreneurship and creativity and innovating and marketing, branding, advertising. I mean, if you're a solopreneur or an entrepreneur or someone who wants to have some more deep knowledge to add to your toolbox and develop a better understanding of what you're doing in business, how to make a bigger impact, how to design products that actually resonate with your target client, boy, I got to tell you, this was phenomenal. You can catch all of those episodes at Enhancing Human Experience podcast on any of your favorite players. The last one went up on, it's episode 136. And what I've done there is, if you go to that episode, in the show notes, at the bottom of the show notes, you can have access to all the other prior episodes. So you can kind of pick and choose what you want to listen to. And this is on my list of things to do, my ever-growing list of things to do, is I want to do a live stream, which is another stream of content that I want to be putting out on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/gmarkphillips, where I talk about 5 of my favorite takeaways that really will help you on your journey, right? That have made a huge impact on me, blown me away. This is the best of the best from these creators and entrepreneurs and business people from all over the world, I should say. We've talked to people in the Philippines, France, India, South America, of course, here in the States. Just phenomenal information. So I want to pull those nuggets because I realize that you may not have the time to go listen to all those podcasts, but I want to give you some actionable things that will help you on your journey, because I know that as you're pushing in, having these insights and ideas to put in your bag of tricks is invaluable. So look for that to come along. And like I said, I'll put it out in some form or another. I really want to do live streaming, but if I don't do that, it'll be a video. So look for that to be coming very shortly, because I want to capture those ideas and get them shared with you. But absolutely phenomenal. All right. Before we jump into the episode, let me just remind you, if you haven't picked up Being is Your Superpower, go get it. It's super awesome. It's filled with insights from successful people about how they created their success. You know, I'm a real big junkie for this kind of information because success leaves clues. This is what Anthony Robbins tells us. All the gurus tell us this. It doesn't just happenstance. I mean, it's not a random event, right? There are concrete things that you and I can do to create the success that we want. And so what I've done is, in my own journey, as I hear successful people like Dan Locke out of Vancouver, British Columbia, sharing his story. Rob Dyrdek shares his story. He's built an entertainment empire, multimillionaire, very successful. In fact, his story is actually about his wife, about attracting his wife into his life and how he changed himself. He reinvented himself. He put himself into alignment with the type of person that he wanted to attract, and it happened. Also, you will be blown away by David Goggin's story. He shares his story on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I captured it. Put the link in this book, Being is Your Superpower, available at justbeitbook.com. And you don't have to watch the whole interview that these folks are in. You know, these are links to YouTube or podcasts, or in some cases, just quotes and ideas about your power of being, right? Your power to reinvent yourself, to put yourself in alignment with the experiences that you want to have in life. So I've also given you the timestamp. I know your time is valuable. You've got things to create. You've got places to go, people to see, all that stuff. And I don't want to waste your time. So I've given you the timestamp so you can jump right to that spot. And I got to tell you, the best is yet to come. I have captured another interview. This is actually from a YouTube vlogger who his channel has blown up in the last year, and you'll see why when you watch this video. I've got to include that into this Being is Your Superpower. I designed it to be updated. You'll see V 1.0 on the front of the version if you go download it today, but that will change, and I'm going to be coming out with V 2.0 very soon, and that's going to have this new story. It's going to blow you away. I was literally floored when I heard this guy talk about this, because it's the challenge we all face. How do we become a new person when we've got this vast amount of experience, and also we've impressed the way we are on other people, and so they're holding that pattern for us too? How do we become a new person to do different things in a different way to get different results, to get better results, right? How do we improve ourselves? How do we improve our self-concept? This guy talks so eloquently about it, and he really puts his finger on the heart of it. I cannot wait to share it with you. That's, again, on my ever-growing list of things to do, but it is coming because I'm thrilled. So go pick up that Being is Your Superpower at justbeitbook.com. I know you're going to enjoy it, get a lot out of it. It's free, by the way. While you're there, pick up the Human Beings Manifesto. That's one page, inspirational, motivational document to put in your personal transformation, personal development binder to help you remember that you can consciously create yourself. You can change who you are. We have that ability as human beings. All right, let's move on. Let's talk briefly about coming home and grounding yourself in who you are. And this kind of flows nicely into what I was talking about. We are spiritual beings having the human experience. That's the basis of the podcast and a lot of my work. This is the idea that Pierre Desjardins talks about. We're infinite spiritual beings, but we also kind of have one foot in. We have one foot in, one foot out, one foot in the spiritual realm, one foot in the physical realm, and we bridge that gap. Where life gets super fun, and I know you've experienced this for yourself, is when we can bring those ideas from the ether, right, as Thomas Edison talked about, create them in our consciousness first, and then translate them into the physical world and make them a reality, make them tangible things. That's what we're here to do, right? Now, the problem can arise when we get a little bit off kilter. We get a little bit out of alignment. We get off of our purpose. We lose our way because there's so many things going on in this physical world, so many distractions. And I don't use distractions in a negative way. I'm using that as let's just call them events or things or bright, shiny objects, right? This is shiny object syndrome that we can fall prey to if we don't allow ourselves to return home to our true nature, to our roots, what we are, what we're here to do, what our purpose is, right? And then we can get way lost. We can get way off course. And so given the fact that it is the holiday season, I thought it would be really fitting to share this with you. Because again, this is what's happening on my own journey. There's so many things going on, right? So many things vying for our attention. This podcast is one of them. But hopefully it's valuable to you on your journey and giving you some good insights and sharing best practices for living. But so many things vying for our attention that we really do have to be careful to return home from time to time to our true nature, who we are, what we are, ground ourselves, get reoriented, renewed, reinvigorated, and then go back out into the world with that sense of what our purpose is and who we are, right? That we're here to have fun. We're here to create things. There's really not a lot of pressure to get things done or do things. The system has already been taken care of, right? It's just here for our enjoyment and our pleasure and our ability to translate those thoughts into things. That's the idea that I'm coming to more and more over time, that there's nothing really for us to do except enjoy this experience and turn those thoughts to things and have fun and play this game of life. And it is really a game. And again, this is the thing that I'm constantly reminding myself of, especially when I start to get a little out of alignment, I start to push too hard and start using too much effort and not using enough of that spiritual power that flows through all of us. Maybe you've experienced this in your own life. So this idea of coming home, returning to our true source of power, our true nature, and then allowing those things to happen in a more effortless way, right? In a more easy, lighthearted, fun way that is really much more enjoyable. So that's what I offer you in this episode of the podcast. It is that time of season where we return home to our roots, get a grounding, and I hope you can do that as we move forward into the new year. A lot of awesome content is coming in the new year, lots more changes on my channel, and I look forward to sharing all that with you. Again, if you haven't subscribed, you can do that at youtube.com/gmarkphillips. We'll wrap up this episode, the last of 2019. It's been an amazing year. Thank you so much for joining me, being a part of this thing we're doing here. I'm super thrilled to have you along. I hope you've got some value out of it. If you have, it would be super awesome if you would leave a review at iTunes or leave a review on your favorite episode at YouTube. And that would mean a lot to me. So I really do appreciate it. So until next time, all the best. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and happy New Year. I wish you the best in this coming new year. Look for more great content to come along. Until next time, all the best, health, wealth, and success. Bye-bye.